Hi guys, welcome back. I'm a bit flustered. Okay, I thought I was ready and then I wasn't ready and then I started over and then I still don't feel ready. So I don't know. This is usually like the person's energy, like I'm doing Virgo. There's cat hair. I swear I was ready. And now I'm not. Okay. Virgos, we're doing, what you need to know right now. Good morning, Virgos. It's not even morning. It's like 3 or something. I don't even know what time it is. I slept in late because I haven't been sleeping well. Purity. Mm. Um. So yeah, I slept in. So yeah. Anyway. Okay. Um. The energy seems like really off. Um. I don't know if you guys have. I don't know. I don't know. Flow and then openness. Um. And then purification at the bottom too, which you have purity here. I don't know if you guys have ADHD or OCD or some kind of D. I don't know. Okay, but my mind is just working differently, which is not the way I think, and I feel very discombobulated. Um, so I'm assuming this is you guys. I can't seem to focus, which is really weird, and I don't like it. Um, anyway, let me pull out of that energy just a little bit because I do not like this. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what this feeling is, but I don't like it. Let's just put on some protection oil. I don't have ADHD, so I don't understand this feeling. The way my mind is working right now is not okay. We got purity, flow, and openness. Okay, so right now I feel like you guys are going through a purification process. It feels like you guys might be getting sick. Um, I just lost my train of thought. Virgos. Okay. Um, it feels like you guys might be okay. I don't know if you guys have you ever seen Baby Mama. It's this really funny movie with Faye. I can't remember her last name. Tina Fey. Tina Fey. Anyway, and then this other girl who's always with her in all the movies. I can't remember her name though. And she's like pregnant with Tina Fey's baby, the character of Tina Fey, and she comes home and she's dyeing her hair. And the lady's like, "Are you dyeing your hair? You're pregnant. You can't be bleaching your hair." So she's the next scene is like her like using the shower head and washing her, like she's fully dressed and everything, and she's just washing off the bleach. And the girl is like crying, "I'm clean, I'm clean, I'm clean," because she's like just like almost waterboarding her. Like it's a funny scene if you guys haven't seen it. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's almost like you guys are getting cleansed, but it's not the greatest of feelings. I'm just getting a bunch of different scenarios, which I don't feel like I need to bring them up because I feel like that makes sense, right? It's like when you're detoxing. I know when I do like 72-hour fast, that shit is not fun. Like first you're like starving, and then you feel nauseous, and then like once you start detoxing from everything else, you feel exhausted. It's just not. No matter how you go about it, like when you're detoxing or when you're being purified, even if it's just an energy, it doesn't feel the greatest. Okay. Um, they're asking you to just go with the flow. Obviously, with how I told you guys, I uh, slept extra late and I woke up late, and I don't really give. I'm at a point in my life where like I don't give a shit about society norms. If I feel like I have to rest more, then I rest more. I do the things I have to do when I can do them. I go based off of how I feel physically, emotionally, mentally, right? There are times where I do like I have a day where I just don't stop, and then there are days where I do two things and I'm just chill. Like, we have that mindset of, if I don't do a million things at once or in a day, like, I haven't done anything. That's not true. Um, Excuse me, I have the hiccups. That's not true. Getting to the goals that you're trying to get to doesn't necessarily mean like working your ass off. People think you have to put in the hours and put in this and put in that to like make a lot of money. It's actually working smarter than working harder, using the energy, plus manifesting, and then putting in the right kind of work, right? Look how many people work and work and work and work like crazy, and they make a decent amount of money, but then it never stays. Is because you're not working with the energy, you're working with your body, and then eventually you become sick, tired, something comes up, you miss, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of money that doesn't really stick around. What you want to do is you want to make, um, oh, what's the word I'm thinking of? I literally use this word every day, but it's basically income that comes in while you're sleeping, while you're doing, I can't think of the word right now. And then with openness, be open right now to the things that you're seeing. I feel like there's a lot of things that you're seeing, a lot of patterns, and you're kind of feeling a little bit crazy, which is normal, especially if you're going through a black night of the soul or a dark night of the soul. I don't know why I said black night of the soul. If you're going through a dark night of the soul, you might be seeing a lot of things that you're kind of like, what the hell is this? What's happening? What's going on? You might be having the craziest dreams, not able to sleep very well, um, feeling like you're sick, but like if you've gone to the doctor, you might not. They might tell you like, you don't have anything that's going on. I don't know. Um, just a lot of different things that could be going on right now. Okay. Let's start going deeper. Your energy does feel really quiet, so you might be very introverted right now, be spending a lot of time alone. It feels like sad quiet though. So I know you might even be depressed, but try to take those moments where you just feel a heaviness or sadness and take in the sun energy right now. Moon energy is great when you're trying to like specifically pull something out, but because it's already being kind of purified out of your body, um, I would do sun energy. Allow yourself to sit in the sun, let it hit your third eye. Just kind of take in the sun as much as you can. Even if it's just direct, like don't look directly at the sun, just close your eyes and kind of just take it in for about 5 minutes at a time if you can, without doing anything else. Not like, oh, I went out today, I got sun. No, like allow your body to be washed over by the sun. And right now is a great time because I know that the weather has dropped quite drastically, which is my favorite time of the year. All right. Yeah, I was actually feeling really happy. And now I'm just really serious. Like, I get like this, and I'll like not talk for 3 days. But I'm not depressed. I just get like too much energy. This is kind of what it feels like. It's like too much, an overwhelming amount of energy. So it seems like I talk a lot, which I do, but at the same time I don't. Like I can talk and talk and talk, and then I'll go quiet for like 2-3 days and just be like, yeah. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. All right. Yeah, see, the cards don't even want to talk. Okay, Virgos. Yeah, with the Six of Swords. You're being purified and cleansed from things that you're attached to. It does feel like there could be attachments to, why can't I think of, I literally had the word and it just left, to substances. You could be codependent. There could be some idealism, like money could be a part of your, or could have been, or could be like a part of your personality. Maybe in the past, you went after things that made you look better on the outside. Like things were what made you happy, um, but really it didn't make you happy. That feeling would only last a little bit bigger, a little bit of time. But it does feel like you went through some kind of lessons where the universe was like, we're going to teach you really what money does. And I feel like that's what you went through. You might be getting cleansed of, like, you might be going through an ego death. Money is great. Money is great until you start making it your God. When money is your passion, when that's what you go after, and it's not because you want money to help other people or you want to make money for a higher cause. And even then, you don't go after money, you go after a certain goal, right? When you make your money your God, that's when it turns bad. That's when you're no, you're just your it's honestly it's selfishness. And I'm not here to call you names or anything. Like I'm not one to call you anything. I'm just giving the information that's coming through, right? And the universe will humble you on that, especially if you're being called to certain other um journeys, to certain other timelines, and you're not listening and you're doing other things. The universe is going to teach you a lesson on that. So it feels like you're being released of certain attachments. You're being purified of these attachments to certain things. There is also a feeling here of, yeah, I can't think today. I don't know what the hell's going on. Um, if the word comes up, I'll let you guys know. I can't think of the word right now. Apparently, I can't think. Period. So there's that. People pleasing. There's a little bit of people pleasing here, giving a fuck what people think, because honestly that's what it is. When you want money, when you want to, the Joneses, and you want to keep up with the Joneses and all that, that really is like you want to look a certain way to the world. When why the fuck do you care what the world thinks? You should care what you think. You should care how you feel. You should care about, what, how you look on the inside, how you feel as a person, honestly. And the only person you should care about is how you feel to yourself. Let's see. The Hermit, yeah. I feel like right now they have you in a, you might have placed yourself there, but really it was the universe just saying, hey, go to your room. Go to your room and think about what you've been doing and the way you've been behaving, and the things that you've been going after, and ask yourself why you've been doing this. And I feel like you're getting a different perspective on the choices that you've made, the things that you've gone after. I really do feel like you got super burned in some situations. It does feel like right now you are in a hermit mode. Um, and that's where you're meant to be. You're meant to do inner work. You're meant to look inside yourself and ask yourself those questions. It's critical thinking. Why did I do this? Why do I continue to choose that? What behaviors in me have been because I'm trying to reach for father love or father wounds or mother wounds, right? I got a very strong tingle on mother wounds. I don't know what that's about. Let's clarify openness. Actually, let's get one more for our flow. Yeah, so right now, oh shit. The Five of Swords in reverse. It felt like you felt defeated. Wait, is this one of my, the fuck? Okay. Yeah, you felt defeated in something. Like I said, I think you took a really big hit. You had some karma to pay, some lessons to learn, and I feel like you are learning them. You're taking them in. You're finally doing a lot of inner work, which it took you having this hit to realize that a lot of your actions um, have come from like trauma, have come from pain, have come from um, honestly people pleasing. Anytime you people please, you're going to be let down because you can't please everyone. In fact, most of the time you can't please anyone. And sometimes when you deal with people that care more about substances and money, you're gonna get fucked over because you like you listen, when people get with you or they deal with you because they need something, the second you don't have what they need, they're going to leave or they're going to um basically just crumple you up like trash because once you don't have what they don't need you anymore. They they use you for every last bit of what you have, and then they start putting you down. And in the meantime, they don't even treat you well. They just manipulate you, and they gaslight you, and then they start putting you down and bringing down your self-esteem, your self-worth because they're telling you you can't give them what they need. They can't even get themselves what they need. They can't even get themselves what they need. And if they do, it's not theirs, legitimately. It's not theirs. And then you start to buy into it and believe it because you think that this is part of your ego. And if you don't have this, and you're not a person and you're not, no, 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 no. Let's clarify openness. Right now, I feel like your heart chakra, you're starting to become who you were meant to be. You're starting to become who you really are without all of those false ideas, without the you're starting to unlearn. The highest form of learning is unlearning, right? Unlearning all this shit, that the bullshit, the trauma that our parents put on us, that society puts on us, that people that we care about put on us. Once we start to unlearn those things, once we start to unlearn those things, we start to learn who we actually truly are. Who we are without the bullshit that all these people are putting on us. Oh, if you're not this, you're not what? I'm not what? If I'm not this, I'm not what? What? Human? Kind? Lovable? Bullshit. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Look, you got, with openness, you got the strength in reverse, the Four of Pentacles, greed, and temperance, moderation. Yep. It feels like you don't have the strength anymore to put up this facade. It's almost like you were losing everything and you didn't have the strength to put up this false mask anymore. With temperance and moderation, there was a lot of overindulgence here that you were doing. There was a lot of overindulgence. Um, oh man, with a lot of stuff. I'm just seeing overindulgence in substances. I don't know. I can't say that word today. I'm actually really thirsty, and I looked over to see where my water was, and it's all the way over there, which I need water. But anyway, yeah, I feel like you've pulled all the way back because you felt like you could no longer. That bubble that you were living in was, it was just a false. It was just fantasy. It was not even. I feel like it turned in from a fantasy into a nightmare, and you no longer have the strength. You might, I don't know, for some of you guys might have gotten sick. I am hearing, and if this isn't for you guys, Virgos, if this is like a cross watcher read, then take it as that way. But I am hearing I would go get some blood work done. There might have been a little bit too much indulgence. If you guys know what I'm saying, I don't want to offend anybody because it's not offensive. Like, I mean, we live in that society, but I would go get blood work done to make sure that you didn't pick anything up, if you're catching my drift. Because I am seeing it here on the cards. There was overindulgence. There was a lot of greed. There was a lot of like, You guys might even been have doing what the fuck? Might have been doing like psychedelics. It was just a lot of greed. There was a lot going on here. But right now, I do see you in the temperance energy, so I do feel like you've pulled back from that, and that's why you're being purified. It almost feels like you're going through a detox. Maybe some of you guys are going through uh like a AA or something to get clean. With the Three of Wands, having patience. Yeah, I mean, we've all overindulged at least a few times in our life. I know I've gone through a few times where I've overindulged, in alcohol, and then having to get clean and stuff. Well, I just really kind of just slowed down and would take a break and stuff. But I know that a lot of other people can get into like harder stuff, and um, yeah. So there's no judgment here. It's just, it's as simple as in what I'm seeing. But like I said, if you guys were overindulging and dealing with overindulging with other people as well, I would definitely go get a blood test because I am seeing it here. There might be something you might have picked up. So just be wary. Just go get checked. Um, just to make sure you're okay. Yeah, with the Ace of Coins in reverse, it feels like maybe you went from um, you thought this was going to be the opportunity that was going to change your life, maybe with money. This was going to be abundance. This was going to be growth. And it actually turned out to be like the biggest void in hell. It turned out to be a huge loss, not only of just finances, but I feel like this was a loss. It feels like you feel like you've lost a part of your soul, like something within you has died. I don't know how to explain that feeling. Um, 2222. Yeah, it feels like a piece of you, like a piece that was very sweet and tender has you've lost a part of that. You haven't lost it, it's just shifted because now you're seeing the world for what it really is and certain behaviors for what they really are. And not just, I feel like you're seeing everybody for a whole new set of eyes. And it was necessary. It was necessary. I've talked too much. I need to make sure I pull these out. Your cards just are, I'm like pulling teeth here. It's like really difficult to get the energy out. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. You're stuck in your head. You're stuck in your mind, but it really is. It's because you're put in a position right now to look at everything, and sometimes it's not fun to be looking at all the actions and steps and losses and things that you thought. With the Star here, feeling like you've lost things that you wish for, that you felt like this was a wish fulfillment, but this is bringing you into the Hermit again. The Hermit again. The Hermit again. You're being placed into, they literally said go to your room and think about what you've done. You need to change your perspective and see the way that you've been making choices and leading your life. How do you want this? Upwards. Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is an ending of this cycle because of the Three of Wands. How do you want this? It came out sideways. Because you're finally starting to change your mindset and the way you think of things. There could have been a lot of drinking. A lot of drinking. I'm seeing a lot of drinking here. And then Five of Wands. Yeah, a lot of fighting, a lot of drinking. I even see a poison apple. So I'm thinking like drugs too. What you thought was going to be, some kind of abundance. It turned out to be a trap, and it was poison. It was poison. Virgos, but hey, you're being purified. Your body, your system, your soul, everything is being purified. You could be going through a detox, something through detox. Like I said, go get blood work. But this is good. This is good. It feels like you're coming out of it and you're starting to see things for what they are, Virgos. Because you're changing you're seeing the truth for what they are. And you're no longer waiting for your ships to come in where you were. You're starting to be like, okay, I don't want that shit. That's not what I want. I thought this was it. It wasn't. It wasn't it. Okay, dearest you, or dear you actually. Uncertainty in the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and the old ways we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you are pulled forward into discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher power. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life right now. The advice we have for you is this: try something new, do something different. You won't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take the first step into the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad you did, because the treasure will appear. We're so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and supported. Yeah, Virgos. Try something different. Try something different. I feel like right now, honestly, you're probably hurting in every which way possible. And it's scary to try new things. But if the things that you've been doing in the past weren't working, it's for a reason, right? Try something different. All right, Virgos, I love you guys so much. I'm so sorry that if this resonated, but I am glad that things are starting to look better, and you're starting to become more self-aware of everything that's going on around you. Okay, I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.